Lewis family is still grieving, searching for closure because they don't understand why police shot and killed Daniel Lewis as he stood on his back porch.
I watched my son take his last breath.
250 Gemstones culture represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. We are more than journalism. We are a revolution. Come on, let's kick this door down and let everybody know we up in here. Welcome to the 250 Gemstones News TV channel. I'm your host, Michael T. Porter, and I'm bringing the news to your ass like no other. But before I begin, y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. If you'd like to support the channel, Cash App, $Michael US. Also, check out my Spotify podcast, the 250 Gemstones Culture Podcast. This is a channel that represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. Y'all stay and watch the whole video. We need to talk. I just covered the story. Another black man has been gunned down by the police on his own porch. Just standing on his own porch. There's a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of trickery. There's a lot of unanswered questions that are out there. And we're going to do our best to analyze and break down what really happened. But first, I got a video I want to play for y'all, and I'm going to be right back with you to give you my opinion. Let's go.
And take his last breath. And that's the hardest thing a mother could ever do.
A South Florida family is demanding answers tonight. Their loved one was shot and killed by police.
The family wants to know what exactly went down that night that led to the 27-year-old's death.
NBC6 reporter Ari Adzer was there today as the family and their attorney spoke. He joins us now from Miami Gardens with what they had to say. Ari?
Well, Jackie, that family is shattered. The young man's family, they're seeking some kind of closure. They can't get it. They gather here today with their lawyers to announce a lawsuit and to make a statement about what they call an unnecessary shooting.
Heavenly Father.
The Lewis family is still grieving, searching for closure because they don't understand why police shot and killed Daniel Lewis as he stood on his back porch.
I watched my son take his last breath. And that's the hardest thing a mother could ever do. From the first to the last. Nobody will understand what was taken from us. And all we want to know is why. Why? Why did this have to happen?
The answer to her question, why did this have to happen, is it did not have to happen. It absolutely, positively did not have to happen. Mr. Lewis should still be here today.
Lewis was 27. He had two young kids, no criminal record, and he had a permit to carry a gun. On the night of May 31st, he was home. His cousins were in a car being followed, they say, by an unmarked black car with no police lights or siren. They panicked and drove into their backyard to get away from what they thought were gang members. Lewis came outside to see what was going on and was shot.
Not once did anyone yell, "Police, stop! Police, freeze!" Instead, what they did was they gunned down a law-abiding citizen in his backyard on his back doorstep without warning.
At the time, ATF agent Christopher Robinson said this.
Unfortunately, some individuals discharged firearms at some Miami Gardens detectives as well as some of my agents. Gunfire was returned. One individual was struck and he's unfortunately deceased.
What was the rush? What was the urgency to fire upon Mr. Lewis on that night? There was none. This was a bad shoot. It shouldn't have happened.
So Miami Gardens police and federal agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms were working together that night in a task force to combat gun violence. When this happened, we reached out to both agencies. ATF told us they can't comment because they're still investigating. Miami Gardens hasn't yet returned our inquiry. So one thing we can say is that according to the lawyers that we spoke to today, Lewis did have his gun on him, but did not fire it. None of the shells found on the ground matched his gun. If he pointed that gun at police officers, that would give them enough justification to shoot at him as a threat. But we have no idea if that scenario happened. We also have no idea if Lewis knew that he was dealing that night with police officers there on his property. We're live in Miami Gardens. Ari Odzer, NBC6 News.
Would y'all like my opinion? Would y'all like some of this 250 gemstones news TV commentary? Well, of course you do. That's why your ass is here. There's some shady stuff going on. There was an unmarked car, so these guys don't even know if this is the police. So what the police are trying to do is trying to bait. I don't know if they're trying to bait black men into getting into a shootout with them, because unmarked cars and you pulling up on people, you liable to get shot in a lot of areas in America. They don't know who you are. Like, if I'm on my porch and I see an unmarked car, the first thing I'm doing as a man, I gotta protect myself, gotta protect my family, is nighttime. I'm getting my thing. I'm getting that Thule to make sure that no screws are loose. Y'all like that wordplay? I'm getting my Thule to make sure no screws are loose. That means I'm getting that thing to make sure no screws are loose, make sure nobody's crazy out there, nobody acting a fool on my property. He was doing what he was supposed to do, protect himself. You got to protect yourself at all times. Unmarked car, they're being followed home, and they're saying that Daniel Lewis's friends were involved in some type of shootout. Well, if that's true, why didn't you call for backup? Why didn't you have recognizable police presence so everybody can know this is the police? Get your ass on the ground, and you know what I mean? But if you just to roll up and have a shootout in the unmarked car, people don't know who you are in this nighttime. People who do not know who you are in this nighttime, and even the news reporters out there in Miami, friends and family, they don't know where this mysterious car came from and why they shot their boy. Now, based on a lot of stories I've covered, most police officers who do gun down black folk, they will keep their jobs, or if they're forced to resign, they will still get their pension. Because in this country, killing black folks, making fun of black folks, degrading black folks, belittling the intelligence of black folks is big business. It's big business on the internet. They need a group of people to where you're wrong and you're wrong, and look at these monkeys, and they just can't get it right. These black folks, they're just so incompetent. They don't vote, they don't do this, so they need a market. What I'm saying is degrading black folks, making fun of black folks is big business, and killing black folks is big business. Making black folks' lives a living hell is big business. Making black folks' lives a living hell is big business. Prisons. So you talking about the morgues? How much money y'all think the morgues have made? How many black folk been in the ground? Gang violence. And there's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of black men who have fell victim to gun violence. Now, it is our fault. There's a lot we need to do. We got to look at how many people are profiting off of black pain. On the internet, I see so many people always talk to black people like they slow. And it's black people. Most of the black people talk to black people like they slow. They make it seem like just going to church, going to school, raising a family. These are like just basic fundamentals that every other culture understands. And us is like, this is like a phenomenon, like something new. It's like something from outer space. These concepts are like from outer space. Now, America has played a part in that. They really fixated on eliminating black folk. I mean, you ain't gotta be too smart to figure it out. With the migrant crisis, and here's the thing: why didn't they dump the migrants into Latino neighborhoods? They specifically dumped them in black neighborhoods. They're trying to wipe black folks out, pushing our black women to have abortions, killing their own babies in their stomach. Think about all this stuff. They want our boys to be gay. They want our boys to be feminized. They want our boys to be weak and pathetic. They want them to be mighty like your boy Michael T. Porter. They don't want them boys to be mighty like me. But I'm gonna get you mighty. I'm gonna get you strong. Homosexuality, abortion, the migrant crisis, mass incarceration, and then there's do y'all know there's a group of people out there that say it's not happening? Nobody knows what happened to Mr. Daniel Lewis. I really can't even speculate. Usually my speculations are on point, but I don't know. There's an unmarked car and his cousins. But even then, you're supposed to call some backup. Have some identified cars to let everybody know in the neighborhood, wherever they're at, that the police are here. And we believe that Daniel Lewis and his cousins, even if it wasn't Daniel Lewis, it was his cousin. We're after his cousins. You still gotta call the police. If the police truly believe they're up to no good, then why wasn't backup called? You just start shooting in an unmarked car, just a black car. Like, very suspicious. Very, very suspicious. Y'all flood my comments. Why do y'all think this unmarked car started blasting on Daniel Lewis while he was on his own porch at his own home, and he himself was unaware what was going on? 250 capital G. I'm gone.